Hello everyone, welcome to today's class. So, today we have been going to discuss Chapter 10 Max Geometry, Chapter 1, chapter name is Similarity. So, in this chapter we have already discussed the section 1.1. So, now we are going to the section 1.2. In this section 1.2, many topics have been reduced. So, we will be discussing the chapter which are not deleted from the syllabus. So we are going to discuss today chapter 1 similarity 1.1. So in this section we are going to discuss basic proportionality theorem. So we have a theorem and its proof. We have to discuss this theorem and also we have to learn the proof of this theorem. So first we can see what is this theorem states. So the statement of this theorem is, if a line parallel to a side of a triangle, so you can see in the image a line is parallel to one of the sides of a triangle, intersect the remaining sides of the triangle at two distinct points. You can see at two points this line intersect this triangle and it is parallel to the third side of this triangle. Then this line will divide the sides in the same proportions. Same proportion means this ratio and this ratio will be equal. So the ratio of the sides will be equal if a line parallel to the side of the triangle intersect the other two sides of a triangle at two distinct points. So the statement of the theorem is, if a line parallel to sides of a triangle intersect the remaining sides at two distinct points. So the points we can call it as a name P and Q. This line intersect this triangle. Then this line will divide the sides in the same proportion. Means it will divide this side and the ratio of to the other side will be equal. So this is a statement of the theorem. In this theorem, the if part, that is from starting from here and till this comma, if part will be given and we have to prove the then part, that is then the line divides the sides in the same ratio, same proportion. So we have to prove that this parallel line will divide the other two sides in the same proportion. That we need to prove, and we have given if portion we have given, that is a line parallel to sides of the triangle intersect the remaining sides in two distinct points. So we can look at the proof of this theorem. So first we can see what all are given in the theorem. So it is given, the if part is given, that is from if to this comma, that is in triangle ABC, line L, you can see that line L is marked in this figure, is parallel to the side BC. So these two lines L and BC are parallel, and AC L intersects AB. L intersect the side AB. You can see the side AB, the line intersect the AB at point P, and AC intersects the side AC line. You can see the line L intersect the side AC at the point Q. So this much is given in the problem. Next we can see what we need to prove. So we need to prove this part, that is the lines divide the sides other two sides in the same proportion, means the same ratio. So you can see AP by PB equal to AQ by QC. You can see AP by PB is equal to AQ by QC. So this line will divide the two sides in same ratio, that we need to prove. That is the ratio in which the lines are divided by, the sides are divided by this line L is equal, that we need to prove. That is AP by PB is equal to AQ by QC. That is the theorem we need to prove. This AP by PB is equal to AQ by QC. The line divides the sides in the same proportion. Next we have to do some construction in this figure. You can see see that the point B is joined to Q in dotted lines. It is marked in dotted lines because it is construction that we are doing. In the problem only a triangle and line is given, so here we do our construction and it is represented by dotted lines because we are drawing that. So for proving this theorem, we are drawing a line from B to Q and C to P. Line is drawn, so we will get another two triangles inside this big triangle. So we need to write that step also. So we have written given to prove. Given means what all are given in the statement, and prove means what we need to prove, and the construction means what we need to what we construct so that we can prove this theorem. So we draw a line P, line segment from C to P and also from B to Q. So we are going with the proof, means solving this proof of the theorem. So the first step is we need to consider two triangles. I have marked here. First triangle is triangle APQ. You can see there are triangle APQ and triangle PQB. So this triangle PQB in blue. So in triangle APQ and PQB will have equal heights. You can see these two triangles APQ and PQB. These two triangles, the red and this blue triangle, have same height. Same height means we need to consider it. So we need to consider this triangle AQB and PQB in this way. We need to consider it by rotating. You can see that it is a slanted, slightly slanted line. So if this line is not the height of this triangle, so height will be, we can find the height of a triangle by drawing a perpendicular. So the height of this triangle APQ and PQB will be same when from this point Q we draw a perpendicular like this. So from the point Q I am drawing a perpendicular making 90 degree. So I have drawn a perpendicular from the point Q to this side. So this height will be, this will be the height of this triangle APQ, and also this will be the height of this triangle PQB. Since it is not, this angle is not 90 degree, so the height of this triangle can be find out by drawing a perpendicular on from this point to extending this side. So the height of the triangle PQB or BQP can be find out by extending this side and drawing a perpendicular. So since it is not making more than 90 degrees, so the height of this triangle will be made here. So the height, this height will be common for both the triangle APQ and triangle PQB. So their height is common means that both the triangle APQ and PQB have equal heights. So since they are having equal heights, we can write the ratio of the area of the triangle APQ and PQB will be equal to the ratio of their bases. So base of the triangle APQ is AP and the ratio of this blue triangle PQB is PB. So the ratio of the areas of the triangle will be equal to their ratios of their base, since they are having equal heights. This is the area will be proportional to base when their height are equal. So we will find the height by half BH formula. So in the half BH formula, so the height, since the height are common, we will cancel the height, so only base will be remaining. So that I have half will be cancelled and also the height will be cancelled, so B will be remaining. So AP is the B or base of the first triangle and PB is the base of the second triangle. So according to the area proportional to base, we can write area of APQ by area of PQB is equal to AP by PB. So in the same way, next we are considering this APQ and the triangle PQC. So we first consider PQB, now we consider PQC. So they will also have, when we draw a perpendicular like this, these two triangles will also have same height. So the ratio of their areas will be equal to the ratio of their bases. Since height will be equal, so when we write a half bh by half bh, heights are same, we can cancel height and half will be cancelled, so only base will be remaining. So base of this APQ is AQ. We are considering triangle like this, so AQ will be base, and the base of the triangle PQC will be CQ or QC. QC will be the base of this triangle. PQC's base is QC. So according to area proportional to base, so we get two conditions here. First condition is area of APQ by PQB is equal to AP by PB, and second condition APQ by PQC is equal to AQ by QC. Now we are going to the next step, the line segment. You can see a line segment PQ here. So PQ is common to both these triangles. PQ is common to triangle PQB and PQC. So PQ is a common side to both these triangles PQB and PQC. For two triangles, the side PQ is common base. So we can write that line segment PQ parallel to BC. So also we have drawn a line segment L as parallel to this side BC. So PQ parallel to BC, and this side PQ is common to both these triangles. So hence triangle PQB and PQC will have equal heights. So the two triangles are between. You can see one blue triangle and also a green triangle I have marked. So these triangles are between two parallel lines. So we have given in the theorem that the line QL is parallel to the side BC. So these triangles lie between parallel lines, so their height will be same. Since the height between parallel lines will be same everywhere, so the height of the two triangles will be same since they lie between two parallel lines PQ and BC. So they have same height, and also their base is also common. Base is PQ and height will also be same. That means their area will be same. We are finding the area by using the formula half BH. So in the formula half BH, both these triangles have common base, that is PQ, and height will also be same. So they have common height. So we can write area is equal to area of triangle PQB is equal to area of triangle PQC. So before that, we need to prove in the theorem. We need to prove that this ratio of this line segment AP by PB is equal to AQ by QC. We need to prove that, but we have two conditions here. We have condition 1 and condition 2, AP by PB and AQ by QC. We need to prove these two sides are equal, that is the RHS of these two equations are equal. So for proving these two are equal, we need to prove the LHS of these equations are equal. So when this side will be equal, then RHS will also be equal. So first, for proving this AP by PB is equal to AQ by these two are equal, we only need to prove that these two are equal. So we need to prove triangle area of APQ by PQB is equal to APQ by PQC. So considering these two sides, in this the numerator is common, that is area of triangle APQ, area of triangle APQ. So the numerator is common. We need to only prove that the denominator is equal. So what is the denominator is different, so we need to prove area of PQB is equal to area of the triangle PQC. So we need to prove, for proving these are equal, we need to prove these two area of PQB and PQC are equal. That we have shown here. Area of triangle PQB is equal to area of triangle PQC. How did we show that? We showed it by saying that they have common base, and since they are between parallel lines, they will have common height. So we have found that this denominator are equal. Already numerator is equal, APQ and APQ. So we have proved these two sides. LHS of the two equations are equal. So they will be equal to the RHS will also be equal. If one side, the left side of the equation is equal, then the right side will also be equal. So from 1, 2 and 3 we can write that APQ is equal to APQ by PQB is equal to APQ by PQC. Since PQB, area of PQB is equal to PQC we have proved, we can write these two sides are equal. these two sides, the left side of the two equations are equal. So from 1, 2 and 3 we can write AP by PB is equal to AQ by QC. Since the LHS is equal, we can write RHS is also equal. So we have proved the condition of this theorem, that is the line segment L divides this two sides of this triangle in same proportion. Now we are going to look the converse of this basic proportionality theorem. So the converse means the opposite statement, that is if a line divides two sides of a triangle in the same ratio, means it is given that a line is dividing the two sides of a triangle in the same ratio, then the line is parallel to the third side. So what is the converse of basic proportion? Means just opposite of the theorem that we have seen now, that is basic proportionality theorem. It states that if a line parallel to the one side of a triangle cuts the two triangle at 2 points, then the ratio between the other two sides of the triangle is equal. So in this converse theorem it will be opposite. If the two sides are having a line intersect the triangle at 2 points and the ratio of the two sides of this triangle will be equal, then this line is parallel to the third side of the triangle. So the converse of the basic proportionality theorem is if a line divides any two sides of a triangle in the same ratio, means it is given that AP by PB is equal to AQ by QC, then the line L will be parallel to the side BC. So this is converse of the basic proportionality theorem. So we can do the first question. So I am solving example 1. So in this question, triangle ABC DE, you can see the line segment DE parallel to the side BC. So DE is parallel to BC, and if DB is equal to so the side DB is given as 5.4 centimeter. So we can write it here. DB is equal to 5.4. So DB is 5.4 centimeter, and also AD is given 1.8. So AD is 1.8 and also AC is 7.2. So 7.2. So we need to find the side AE. So we need to find the side AE. All the other sides are given. So we can use basic proportionality theorem, since it is given that a line DE is parallel to BC. So the one line is intersecting this triangle and it is parallel to one side of this triangle. Also the measurements of the two sides, measurements of the sides of are given. So according to BPT theorem we can write, so we can write since DE parallel to BC in triangle ABC by basic proportionality theorem. So I am writing it in short, BPT. We can write the ratio of their sides will be, corresponding ratios of sides from intersecting points will be equal, that is AD by DB equal to AE by EC. So we can put all the values in this equation. AD, DB, A and EC is given. So I am adding the value of AD is 1.8 and DB is 5.4 and AE we need to find AE, and EC is 7.2. So now we need to find AE. For that I am cross multiplying. So it will be like 1.8 into 7.2 is equal to AE into 5.4. So we need to find AE. So I am taking AE to the left side and all the remaining values to this side. So AE is equal to 1.8 into 7.2, and since it is into 5.4, it will become, when coming to this side, will become division, divided by 5.4, and when solving this ratio we will get 2.4 centimeters. So this is the value of AE. So we have solved this problem. Now we are going with the second question in practice set 1.2, problem 2, and all the other problem in between have been reduced. So the question is, in triangle PQR, PM is 15, PQ is 25 and PR is 20, NR is 8. State whether this line NM is parallel to RQ. So we have to check, prove that NM is parallel to RQ. Check whether NM is parallel to RQ. If it is parallel, we have to mention why it is parallel. That is, they give the reason. We have to mention the reason. So for that, first we need to prove the ratios of the sides are equal. Then by using the converse of basic proportionality theorem, we can write NM is parallel to RQ. So first we can mark all the sides that are given. So PM is given 15, PQ is given as 25, PR is equal to 20. So PR is this side, PR is 20, and NR is 8. NR is this side. NR I am marking here. NR is 8. So for proving the basic proportional sides, that is we need the ratio between PN and NR and PM and MQ. So only NR and PM is given. So we need to find PN, and then we need to find MQ. So for finding PN, they have given the length of the side PR and NR. So since they are collinear points, collinear means PN are lying in a single line, we can find the value of PN by subtracting this NR from PN. So we can write that is PN plus NR is equal to PR. So you can see that PN plus NR is equal to PR. Also we need to mention the reason for writing this, since they are collinear, PNR. So by writing this, I mean PNR collinear means they lie in a single line. So I can write PN plus NR. The distance of PN plus NR will be equal to that of PR. So the same way I can write this side also, that is PM plus MQ is equal to PQ. Same way the lines, points lie on the same line, P, M and Q. So now we can put the values of PM, PQ and PR and NR in this equation. So in the first equation, value of PM and PR, so this is the first equation, PN plus NR is equal to PR. So I am putting the value of PN is not given, so I am writing it same, PN plus NR. NR is given 8 is equal to PR. PR is 20. You can look in the figure 20. So I can solve the value of PN from this. PN is equal to 20 minus 8, that is 12. So 12 unit is the value of PN. So we have got PN is equal to 12. Now going with the second, that is PM plus MQ is equal to PQ. So here the values of PM we know 15 and MQ we doesn't know, we need to find, and PQ is given 25. So I am solving that values in this equation. So PM 15 plus MQ we don't know, we need to find MQ. So I am writing MQ and PQ is 25. So from this I can find the value of MQ. MQ is equal to 25 minus 15, that is 10 unit is the value of MQ. MQ is equal to 10. So now we have got the values of the ratios of the sides. So I am going to write the ratio of these two sides, PR and PQ, how these points N and M divide the lines PR and PQ. So now I am going to write the ratio PN by NR and PM by MQ. So first PM by NR. So PM by NR equals, so value of PM, you can see the value of PM is 50 and NR is, P. So value of PN, we have found that PN is 12 and NR is 8. NR is 8, you can see NR is 8. So PN is 12, NR is 8. So I am going to write it. PN is 12 by 8. 12 by 8 is equal to, we can divide it with 4, so it will be 3 by 2. Now the next side, that is PQ side, PM by MQ. Value of PM is 15 and MQ we have found as 10. So I am writing it. PM by MQ is equal to 15 by 10. That is also 3 by 2. So we have found that PM by MQ and PN by NR are same since their value is 3 by 2. So I am writing it. So from 1 and 2 I have marked this PN by NR and PM by MQ. So from 1, 2 we can write PN by NR is equal to PM by MQ. Since their value is 3 by 2, I have written the ratio of the sides of this triangle PN by NR is equal to PM by MQ. So by using here we have shown that the sides ratio of proportion of the sides of the triangle where the line intersect is equal. So by using converse of the BPT, basic proportionality theorem, we can write this line NM is parallel to RQ. So we also have to write the reason that we use the converse theorem. So therefore by converse of basic proportionality theorem, BPT, basic proportionality theorem, we can write the line NM. You can see NM is parallel to RQ. That was been asked in the question. Side NM or the line NM is parallel to the side RQ. Hence the problem is solved here. So now we are going to the question 4, and the questions in between have been reduced in the syllabus. So the question 4 in practice set is 1.2 is measure of some angles in the figure are given. So the measures of two angles are given, 60 degree, angle P and angle B, and we need to prove that the ratio of the corresponding sides, that is AP by PB is equal to AQ by QC. So we need to show that AQ by QC is AQ by QC. So that is the ratio between the two sides are equal, that is AP by PB is equal to AQ by QC. So two angles are given in the question, so we can write that angle APQ equal to angle ABC is equal to 60 degree. So they have given in the question as 60 degree. APQ and ABC is 60 degree. Also we need to write the reason. It is given. Now when considering this triangle, two angles are 60 degree. So now we can consider this line. Two lines are parallel, that is the line PQ and BC are parallel, and this is a line like a transversal, a line PB is passing through these two lines. So when this lines passing through this PQ and BC to intersect at the point P and B, and the angle making at that intersecting transversal intersecting points are 60 degree. So the angles are same, means the lines, these two lines that are PQ and BC will be parallel. Since this angle made by the transversal at the corresponding, that is this angle will be corresponding angle, means that these two lines are parallel. So since these angles are equal, we can write that therefore the line segment PQ parallel to the side BC. So that side BQ parallel to BC, since the corresponding angle test. We need to write that reason also. Corresponding angle. Corresponding angle. Angle test. So by corresponding angle test, since the angles are same, we can say that PQ is parallel to BC. So by basic proportionality theorem, since the line PQ is parallel to the one side of this triangle BC, so the ratios of the other two sides will be same. So we can write, so in the two triangles, triangle APQ and triangle ABC, PQ is parallel to BC. So by basic proportionality theorem, the ratio of the corresponding sides will be equal, that is AP by PB is equal to AQ by QC. So we have solved this problem. So now we are going with the problem 10. So we can read the question. In the figure, X is any point in the interior of the triangle. So X is a point that is interior to the two triangles. The point X is joined by the vertices of the triangle. So all the vertices of the two triangles are joined, then we get the point X. So and also given PQ is parallel to DQ. You can see PQ parallel to DE and QR is parallel to EF. So you can see QR parallel to EF, and also we need to fill in the blanks to prove that. We need to prove that this third side, that is PR, in this third side of this triangle, PR is parallel to DF. So the third side we need to prove that PR is parallel to DF and other two sides parallel are given, that is PQ parallel to DE and QR parallel to EF, and this side we need to prove that PR parallel to DF, that we need to solve this. So this problem is given like a filling the blanks. So half of the steps they are written here. We need to fill the blank spaces. So the first step is in the triangle XDE. XDE. You can see the triangle XDE. PQ is parallel to DE. PQ parallel to DE. So PQ parallel to DE, and the reason is not given. It is a blank space. So we can fill that. It is already given in the problem. So we can write given. And we are going with the next step. So in the we are considering the case of this triangle XDE. This XDE we are considering here. Already given that PQ is parallel to DE, so we can apply the basic proportionality theorem. So by basic proportionality theorem, the ratio of the sides, that is proportion of the other two sides, will be equal, that is XP is given, XP by blank. So XP by which side will be there? XP by PD. So we can fill that. XP by PD equal to, XP by PD will be equal to dash by QE. QE. So that space will be XQ. XQ. So XP by PD is equal to XQ by QE. Now we are going to the next step, that is in triangle XEF. So XEF, QR is parallel to EF, QR is parallel to EF. Also we need to write the reason. So what is the reason? It is already given in the problem. So QR is parallel to EF. So by considering the case of this E triangle, by using the basic proportionality theorem, we can write QE by EQ, XQ by QE is equal to XR by RF. So we can fill the space. In the triangle XEF, XQ by QE equal to XR by RF. So by which theorem? Basic proportionality theorem. Basic proportionality theorem. We are going with the next step. Next step is, from the blank is not given, it is not filled, but the reason is given as from 1 and 2. So here 1 is this and 2 is this. So from 1, XP by PD is equal to XQ by QE, and 2 is XQ by QE is equal to XR by RF. So XQ by QE is common to the two triangles. You can look at the figure, XQ by QE. You can see that this XE side is common to both these triangles, XDE and XEF. The side XE is common. So that is XQ, side XE means XQ by QE, XQ by QE is common. So that means since the RHS and LHS of the two equations are equal, then these two values will also be equal. So we can fill the blank. That is XP, that is the LHS of the equation 1, XP by PD equal to XR, that is RHS of the second equation, XR by RF. So from 1 and 2, XP by PD is equal to XR by RF. So we can look in the figure. What is XP by PD? XP by PD is equal to XR by RF. That are the sides of this triangle XDF. So triangle XDF, the proportion of the two sides XF and XD is equal, we have proved. So by using the converse of the basic proportionality theorem, we have proved that the line PR is parallel to the side DF, PR parallel to DF. So the problem is solved here. So here ends the section 1.2.